At this point, I've done more than thousands of sales calls. We have more than 100 active clients. Some of them are local businesses to the ones who are doing more than $100 million yearly in operations, also working with New York City public schools. One thing I noticed is obviously you got to have a great product, but it's not always a product that gets you, foot in the door. People are buying you, not the product. When I'm doing presentations or sales calls, I've seen people are looking at me the whole time. I'm like, hey, look at the look at what I'm presenting, but they're just absorbing me. So it looks like the way you carry yourself, your tonality matters way more than the product that you're presenting. These are some of the principles I got from Chris Voss. He was an FBI negotiator. He would go into the room and he was very successful in getting the things that he wanted to do. And he broke down one of his techniques was, first, you have to control tonality. So if you're starting a business or agency, you want to meet clients, it really helps to have, there's different types of tonalities. Sometimes you're nervous, obviously, if you're first starting out. If you look at my first cold calls, oh man, they're bad. And I was really nervous. So there are different tonalities. There's playful tone, and then there is calm ones, right? You want to have a very calm tonality, right, when you're presenting. That would give you a lot of power in the room. Second, if you want to rephrase something or if you disagree, you don't want to say, I disagree. You just say, I see things differently, right? And then this is the most important principle that he sees, which is mirroring. By this point, a lot of us already think we know what mirroring is. For example, if I'm sitting in the room and he's sitting, if he has his leg crossed, I will have my leg crossed. If he's doing this, I will, be doing this. So subconscious in the back of his head, I'm trying to be, as much like him. As human, we have tendency to like other people who are like us. So you mirror. This is what we used to do back in the day. But there is one step ahead of it, is verbal. If you will start notice this too, for example, someone ends a statement, you start your statement by the way they ended it. For example, if someone says, I think I need to go to the park, and you say, you wanted to go to museum, you just end it, go to the park. I'm sorry, go to the park. What will happen is when you say it, first of all, they will feel understood. And this is one thing we want more than anything. We want to feel understood, heard, and listened. This is also, I think, one thing I should write down over here is people, what I've seen is when you present as much as possible, you're not building rapport. You will build more rapport by listening than actually actively speaking. So listening itself should be an active act that I believe. So you mirror the last sentence, at least like some of the words they say, and you will see you will build a lot of rapport. Another thing that will happen is when you say, hey, you want to go to the park, and you say question mark, this time they will give you another way of saying why they want to go to the park. So the goal is to get them to talk as much as possible. The more you talk, the more they'll talk, the more they will also feel that you're trying to understand them, which is where the sale happens. And then this is the most crucial part, which is silence. Right when you ask for the sale or when you ask the question, you have to shut your mouth, right? If you keep speaking, it will only backfire. You want to give the other person room. So this is another thing is the way you can mirror it is there's something called neural resonance. When you actively, genuinely, pay attention in the room, observe his face, you will kind of start picking up the same feelings as him, and he will also feel more connected with him. So actually pay attention to their face, and you will start to connect with them.